right. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Give Back to the Game podcast. We are now 9 episodes in, so welcome to episode 9 of the Give Back to the Game podcast. If you're watching this, we're glad you're here. And we create content for college football fans, people who consider themselves sickos or who are deep in the weeds of college football. That's why we make content, and that's who we make content for. But yeah, I'm excited to dive in. It was a big weekend this weekend of college football, especially for ASU. I know we're 2 weeks removed now, but James Franklin is out as Penn State's head coach. Billy Napier is out as Florida's head coach. Jay Norvell, that one most people won't care about, but he was also a former ASU assistant. He was a wide receivers coach, right?
Yeah, receivers coach.
Wide receivers coach at ASU. So he's out at Colorado State. And
Kitna.
What?
John Kitna out at UAB.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
That was quick. What was that, like a year and a half?
I thought it was Dilfer.
John Kitna. I was thinking of Jalen Kitna. It's Trent Dilfer is out at UAB.
Yeah, I was like, John.
Thank
Since
you.
when was John Kitna the head coach? Anyway.
Wrong NFL quarterback.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But long story short, a lot of interesting stuff that we're going to talk about. But first, let's just real quick. James Franklin. That's a really big news. Very surprising move to I'd say the casual fan and to anyone else really outside the Penn State program. It seems like fans and people who are around the program, though, say this has been coming for a while.
Yeah, it's always really hard. Like when you talk about what Saban was saying, it's like when you're a coach that brings up the expectations of the program and is the reason why they were number 2 in the preseason, and then you fall short of that, it's like you're the one that got the expectation there. So
right.
Where do you go from, like, the only way they want to go higher is to go to a national championship.
Which they were one
play away.
They're one play away. If Aller doesn't make that, it wasn't a bad decision. It was just a poor throw. It was just not a great ball. That gets unfortunately picked deep in their territory. Notre Dame kicks a field goal. They go to the national championship and get steamrolled by Ohio State. If that's what they want to happen, they were one play away. This year wasn't the year. I think it's just like, go get a quarterback. They have the resources to go get a good quarterback in the portal, and they don't. They rolled it back with Aller, and no disrespect to Drew Aller, but I just don't think he's big-time Big Ten quarterback material.
Yeah, I think he's just a solid quarterback. I really think the offense is kind of weird for him. I feel like what will make this offense a lot better is a more athletic, dual threat type quarterback.
It's almost like they had one when he went to Missouri.
True.
Yeah,
It would have been
Bo
perfect.
Pribula.
It just
right. Like a Trace McSorley in this offense would be money.
And that's the type of quarterbacks they usually have like success with. When you think back on Christian Hackenberg, it's just like you're
7 and
banking
6
on
seasons.
these big, tall quarterbacks that have wow arms and not wow accuracy. It's like that's kind of the deal. I don't love the firing because I'm a fan of keeping good coaches. That's always been my thing, and it's weird to me that 6 games ago he's playing for a chance to go to the Natty, and now he's fired because they lost to Northwestern at home, which sucked, but also...
What was the buyout?
I was seeing like 52 million.
49
I don't know if it's just 52 million up front. I know
It's probably
like
spread
half
out. Yeah.
There's got to be.
But I thought
stipulations.
I saw something where it's like he has to be actively looking for a new job,
Yeah, there's stipulations. And
which
things
is,
like that.
I mean,
He's still
cool.
getting probably got north of 10 million
Yeah.
on firing day.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to turn my stopwatch on so I can see how long.
Take a vacation.
Yeah. Oh. 753 whatevers. Is that hours? No. Wait. Seconds, minutes. Yeah, hours. Okay. That's when the last time I started my stopwatch. I never stopped it. All right, we'll keep that there. Yeah, I honestly hated the firing. I think William has a good kind of like a motto with don't fire good football coaches. Did I say hire or fire? Did I say hire?
Fire.
I said fire. Okay. Don't fire good football coaches. All right. Especially like for one down season. It's like if this firing is justified, then Dabo should have been gone by now. in Clemson. But they're rocking with him because Dabo's a phenomenal football coach. They won 2 national championships. I don't know. But
Franklin's hit this cycle before, though. Like, they were really good with McSorley. McSorley graduates. Clifford comes in. And that COVID year, I think they started out 0-5 maybe. Penn State was a terrible team during the COVID year. Atrocious. And then, like, 2 years later, they're back to winning 10 games a season. It's like...
in the Big Ten, no less.
Yeah.
And the fact that last year they did it in a conference with Oregon, Ohio State, Washington is new. Indiana was undefeated, but it's the best Big Ten that there has been in some time. I mean, you even include like Michigan. Gosh, who else was really
Oregon.
good last year? I said Oregon.
Ohio State.
I said them first.
It's pretty much...
Yeah. But it was a very loaded Big Ten. The fact that he's gone feels wrong. I don't expect Penn State to hit a home run in the coaching cycle.
No, I think they're in for a couple years of rough ones.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't know if it'll be like bad per se. It'll be terrible per their standards. Like I see them going to bowl games. They're still going to recruit well. It's still Penn State. Like it's a storied program, but
Maybe more like Iowa.
defense wins championships.
Yeah. 8 to 10 win seasons.
And they're okay with that at Iowa.
How about them Devils, though?
Hey, ASU, man, that was an awesome game. Sam and I were there. We got to rush the field. It was your first time, right? Rushing the field?
Yeah, first time.
First time. It's always a great
You
time.
you guys were there for BYU, right?
Yeah, so
And you were on the field?
yeah.
Yep.
I rushed against Oregon in 2019 when Jaden Daniels hit that go ball to Ayuk, beat Oregon, who's number 6 at the time, ruined their college football playoff hopes. We rushed against, you weren't there for this one, but it was Washington in our first 3-win season when we fired Herm. It was Iguana's first win as an interim head coach. And we beat number 25 Washington, and we stormed the field. All like 60 people in the student section. It was awesome. That was one of the most fun ones because when you look at like the camera got really close, so it looked like the field storm was kind of crazy. But then when you zoom out, it's just like a tiny little huddle.
Yeah. Was this the most
was-
insane one? Was it more insane than BYU?
Well,
BYU had
BYU,
it
I
had
think
that weird
was,
thing that happened.
I think BYU was crazier purely because we stormed the field twice. Technically, we waited because we knew. You know, we
It
knew.
was iffy when he threw that ball.
Yeah, I was like, plays under review. I was like, they're gonna put 1 second on. I'm not jumping down there.
No.
Because it's not over.
Yeah, we were still in the student section.
So we went to the student section, and then once they finally said, okay, there's 1 second, everyone had to evacuate the field. It took like 20 extra minutes, and then only for them to catch the Hail Mary at the 3-yard line, and we won. But so this, I think, was my 4th field storming. But this one was probably the most stressful, I will say. This was the most stressful.
I was pretty calm during the whole thing.
I was not.
I was completely calm.
I know.
It was all just free lunch at that point, you know.
It was
Whatever was
tough.
going to happen was going to happen. We had already
What made it stressful?
It was so, and I made a comment when Texas Tech got down to the 40, and we were playing like 15 yards off, and just saying like, all right, take everything underneath, and they were, and it was just okay. We're gonna burn 5 seconds and get 15 yards. Okay, we're gonna burn another 5 seconds and get 15 more yards. And now, yeah, it was like a 28-yard throw to the end zone.
Yeah,
I would
didn't
much
like
rather
that.
you have to throw it like 45 or 50 yards to score than 28, where you can run an actual play to get a 28-yard gain. You know what I mean? But
I didn't like that play calling on the second to last play. I agree with you. We didn't
Yeah.
need to be 10 to 12 yards off. What were they at, our 40-yard line?
yeah,
Just play a cover 4, cover 2, and just have your guys 6-7 yards off. Yeah,
6.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah,
But anyways, we pulled it out, and
that's right.
now we're right back in the race.
The last thing I'll say on that, I hated that when we called timeout, and we were like, oh, thank God we called timeout. We're going to not do that. And then we came back out and did the exact same thing defensively. So only issue with that, and that's what made it really stressful, is the fact that we gave them every opportunity to have a good look at a win, a miracle touchdown.
Did they ask how?
They ask how
No,
many?
they ask They asked what, and that's what happened. And we dominated that football game for
You'll get it, Philip.
57 minutes. Anyway, I also
But
just
Sam, that was
briefly,
your first field storm?
That was his first field
Number
storm.
one.
How was it?
It was phenomenal, dude. It was fun. My dad got to come with.
Nice.
He was down there with us.
I was looking backwards when we were coming down from the upper level. My dad just trotting down the stairs. He had so much fun.
Did he?
Yeah, he had a ball.
He's the one who had the idea to take the picture with the sign in the background that said "Please stay off the field."
Oh yeah,
whatever.
we
It's
got
like-
some good pictures.
So
up
we
there.
got yeah. Maybe I might throw one in there.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll put one in the pod so you guys can see it. But yeah.
Do it for the thumbnail for the preview of the Houston game
Oh yeah.
and the recap.
It's okay. I'll put more of a clickbaity title than that. But yeah, we'll dive more into that. We're going to post the ASU recap and the ASU preview for Houston separately. So we're going to move on, keep on rolling. How about Georgia Tech? Huh? I just want to take a moment and just be like, man, we were right.
Yeah.
We all were right about Georgia Tech being the best
That's very
team in the
honorable.
ACC.
That's very honorable of you, Philip.
Very honorable.
Patting everybody on the back.
Everyone gets everyone.
Just my O-line, man.
We are all
I couldn't do it
eating.
without my O-line.
That's right. We're all eating right now with this Georgia Tech take. Okay, 7-0. They are the best team in the ACC. I've been waiting all year to say it. We are officially the best team in the ACC. So, I said it. Miami fans cry about it. All right, they had every opportunity to be the best team in the ACC, and they blew it against Louisville. So, that's all I wanted to say. Just had to bring some light to
Louisville looked good.
Yeah, they
They
did.
did look good.
I didn't even get a chance to watch the game. I just got the text from you that said, as we all expected, Louisville's dominating both sides of the line of scrimmage. And I was like,
Everywhere.
oh, great, this is not good.
Nah, dude. I had got a chance to watch a little bit of that game in the at the rehearsal dinner. I'm just like, dude, at some point Miami's going to turn it on, right?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I was incorrect.
Yeah. What were you doing during the ASU football game?
Well, I was at a wedding.
Yeah.
It was a
Not
good
there,
time.
Not at the game.
It was a bummer. I texted Philip and Sam. I was like, I'm going media silent with like 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Just a little salute emoji and was like, all right, we got to go.
You
And
are
then-
always dark, like media dark, during the worst, like the
Yeah.
worst games, like Mississippi State.
I
I was
know.
like, I feel bad for William. He's
It's
gonna
the
have
biggest
to.
high and low that you have to deal with yourself.
What? Is that supposed to be recording? Just click. Can you click there? If you click the button, we're only on the intro, so this is fine. But oh, it's not recording. How?
Did you press record?
Yeah.
It's recording now.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Saved our butts.
Is the angle good? I'm gonna go fix the camera. Hold on. All I wanted to point out is that William wasn't there.
Yeah. It was a lovely wedding. Good vibes. Amazing venue. Val Vista Lakes is insane. They have a fake lagoon. Like, it's insane. They have this, like, beach. They made a fake beach. They actually have sand and, like,
Oh yeah.
lawn chairs, like the ones you go to at a resort, and they, like, lean all the way back so you can get some suntan. And it's a legit lagoon. Like, you walk into it, and then it gets deeper and deeper, and it's crazy. Crazy place, Val Vista Lakes.
Seems great.
It was lovely. And then watching the game, finishing the game in the men's locker room after was it was awesome. I was screaming in the bathroom.
I was gonna say, you know what's better than a lagoon with the sand and whatnot?
I have no idea what you're
Touching
gonna say.
grass.
The grass on my
Oh,
feet.
The grass.
I had no idea you were gonna go there.
Touching grass at ASU, at Sun Devil Stadium. But anyway, we'll move on. So that's going to conclude the intro, at least the intro portion of this part. Lots of good stuff for you today. But if you're not subscribing, please give us a subscription. Right now we're at 117. That's awesome. I honestly, there was a part of me that thought, man, we might not even make it to 100 ever, and just be doing this for fun, for the love of the game. And here we are, we're at 117. That's pretty sick. That's awesome. So
Gotta
we're
keep
super.
Got to keep those hopes high, Philip.
Well, absolutely, but you never know with these things. So I just very grateful just to even be sitting here and having 117 people that clicked subscribe, people who like our videos, who watch our videos. We're very grateful. We all want to say thank you. That it really means a lot to us. So moving forward, right? The goal's 1,000. We'd love to get to 1,000. Obviously, 100 was our first goal. Next is 1,000, right? Just keep adding zeros. But we're going to jump into our Week 8 recap. This was a doozy. Golly. Terrible week for the fellas. Terrible week. Part of me thinks because I wasn't on the pod. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't me. I sent my picks in, and my picks sucked. I was 11 and 12 last week. But, yeah, we went 10 and 13 as a podcast last week. William was our big winner at 12 and 11. So we'll give him a quick round of applause. Big winner. Big winner.
Yikes.
Picking 2 games ahead of where we all collectively as a collective picked. A lot of upsets.
Yeah.
Kind of a crazy week.
It's probably the reason why.
Yeah, absolutely. But we all came together and we decided this is probably an outcome of us not being able to get in the lab as much, get in the weeds as much of the film and whatnot. So this week we did just that ahead of our predictions, which are coming up soon. We rewatched a lot of games, a lot of highlights, did more research than we normally do, and hopefully that results in a better winning percentage in our picks this week. So stay tuned for next week, for this week's picks, which are coming up in a few minutes, and then also next week when we see exactly how we did. It's gonna be fun. Big week of games, lot of really good games to pick. Like I said last week, we were 10 and 13. This week, we got 25 games. I'm feeling 25 and 0.
I love it.
25 and 0 is the goal.
Push 26.
Let's push 26. 26 25 games would be awesome. So, without any further ado, first game of the week. First game of the week is a Friday night kickoff. We got Cal at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, for some odd reason, and I say that because for whatever reason, Vegas is in love with Virginia Tech in this game, has them at 4.5-point favorites. For me, this is an easy pick. I have Cal winning on the road. William, you comment. My gosh, if I could speak English, you made the comment last week that it feels like the West Coast teams going to the East Coast seem relatively unaffected, but it's the East Coast teams coming to the West Coast that are having such a hard time, right? We're used to playing late games, so when we play games, like Cal's playing at Virginia Tech, and I'm sure it's probably like a 6 o'clock kickoff. That's 7 o'clock, so it's
7:30 in Virginia.
7:30 in Virginia, it's 4:30 here. Not really a big deal. But when, for example, like Maryland last week is coming to LA, playing at UCLA at 7 p.m. or 7:30 or whatever. Maybe it wasn't that late. It was probably like 4:30, 5:30, but that's like 8 o'clock there. And they're getting ready for bed at that time on the East Coast. I know because the AP poll reflects it every week. But I have Cal. So what do you guys think about that?
I think the reason behind the line in the 4.5 is just going to be that crazy environment. I think Cal really is looking like they're falling off a little bit from that really hot start on offense. I'm going to go with Virginia Tech on this one. I think Cal irked one out last week. I think environment's going to be tough. I know we've seen the trend of it being easier with West Coast teams going east, but it's still going to be tough. Just give me Virginia Tech to pull this one out.
William, swing vote.
I'm right there with you. I think I still like Cal's defense. I like a lot of pieces they have. It just has been frustrating to watch their offense struggle in games that they really shouldn't be. They haven't even looked super impressive in some of their wins lately against North Carolina and Boston College, who have not proven to be very difficult teams for other schools. And I think Virginia Tech, I think back on like the South Carolina game, like they have a good D-line. They got Ben Bell, edge rusher from Texas State last year. As ASU fans, we played against him. White boy, no gloves, red hair. Like He's the real deal. But I think Virginia Tech has been looking more like a functional football team the last few weeks. Even in losses, they've been scrapping and fighting hard. I just think Virginia Tech at home beats a Cal team that I don't think right now is looked like a 5-2 football team.
So you got Virginia Tech as well?
Yeah, I think these
All
teams are closer than their records say.
Got you. So I'm going to put myself out on a limb then. I'm on an island with Cal. I got you.
And Virginia Tech, please give Terrion Stewart the ball, please.
Yeah. Terrion Stewart's the best player on that offense, in my opinion. Obviously, he just moves the needle. Tough runner. The most Cam Skadbu-like running back that was in the portal last year that we really wanted as ASU fans. Anyway, our next game, assuming as we all came to a conclusion, UCLA, the red-hot Bruins in Pasadena, California, go to the Midwest, take on the number 2 ranked Indiana Hoosiers, who look like, honestly, the best team in college football. Indiana opens as a 24.5-point favorite at home. I've already got my pick. I got UCLA covering. Yeah, I think UCLA covers. Their offense has been so good. I think it'll be like 56-35. But that's 21, not 25.
I think they can put up 35 against Indiana.
You think so? I think so.
No, do you think? You think so?
I think the way that UCLA's offense is moving, they're humming. It's going to take them running into a buzzsaw to totally derail them, and this very well could be that game. I just think UCLA is playing with so much passion and heart that they didn't have. This is a whole new football team. They're not going to beat Indiana. Gosh, I would love it if they did, but they're not. But I think they can cover 24.5.
I think just seeing how Indiana came out last week, they had a little adversity in the first half, and what good teams do, they just kept scoring every drive. I know UCLA's been hot. I know they're the fun team. I think UCLA's gonna push a little bit, but Indiana's just too much. I think Indiana covers.
William, swing vote again.
Yeah, I think UCLA covers this. I do think Indiana wins by probably 2 to 3 scores, but I think back, like, both teams beat Michigan State by the same score. I think, one, it's crazy to see number 2 next to Indiana's name. Like, what world are we living in?
I know,
That's
especially
wild
after
to me.
last year.
But for me, UCLA's defense has actually looked good the last 2 weeks. Like, most of the reason they won last week is the defense, and then they hammered Michigan State on defense. So I've just been impressed with UCLA's. I think this is a much better team. I mean, in reality, they're, 3-1 since Tim Skipper took over. So we're not really talking about a 3-4 team. We're talking about a 3-1 team.
Mm-hmm.
I think UCLA is good enough to cover this game. They got the talent. No shot to Indiana. I love Indiana. Their team is insane.
Yeah.
It's the Jerry Neuheisel effect.
Awesome. Feeling good about that one. Third game up, we've got number 16, the Virginia Cavaliers. I should say the number 16 ranked Virginia Cavaliers go to, what is it, Chapel Hill?
Yep.
Yeah, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Take on the Tar Heels at the University of North Carolina. I don't think North Carolina. I think last week was a fluke, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler Morris and Virginia, they hum offensively. I don't know how they look defensively, obviously. I haven't watched a crazy amount of Virginia, but Gio Lopez still doesn't look all that good. North Carolina's offense, the only thing that was good last week is they could run the ball. It seems like they've figured out who their feature back is, and it's their true freshman running back. I don't know his name, but he ran well against Cal. Cal's defense is good. Good on him. But I don't like Gio Lopez. Last week was a competitive game for most of the game, so they didn't have to throw the ball. Like, they weren't forced to throw it a ton, so they got to stay running the ball, which is what kept them in the game. This game, Virginia's going to start fast, and they're going to keep going, foot on the pedal. It could be 21-3 at the end of the first quarter, and North Carolina's going to have to throw the ball, and they're not going to come back. Give me Virginia to cover 10.5.
I'm right there with you. I think Virginia's going to cover. I know Virginia's coming in on the road, but, man, North Carolina just can't stop anybody. And I agree with you. Gio Lopez's decision-making has been very questionable. I think Virginia's going to cover that 10.5.
I'm right there with you guys. It feels good that they were my sleeper team. And if we're really thinking, like, Virginia is a bad second half against NC State away from being an undefeated, potentially top 10 team right now.
They would 100% be top 10.
They have wins over Louisville.
Yeah.
They have wins over Florida State, both in overtime, but both wins.
Those wins look so much better now, too.
I know.
The Florida State one doesn't look as good, but the Louisville win
But
right
we
now
give them
looks
credit
really
because
good.
it was before the collapse
Yeah.
of Florida State.
It was when they were number 8.
Florida State's kind of a
Yeah.
dead team right now. They had a lot of life still in them during that game. But I love Virginia. I like the way you put it, Philip. I think last week against Cal was the outlier, not the new rule. I think North Carolina does not cover. I think Virginia covers, and shows that they're one of the best teams in the ACC.
I love it. Not the best team in the ACC though, but still, you deserve the clout. Virginia has definitely.
Virginia was my pick because I didn't want to pick Georgia Tech with you.
All right, well, that's why I said we collectively picked
Yes.
Georgia Tech.
We all.
No
did
one
agree
disagreed with the Georgia Tech
No,
take.
we all agreed that Georgia Tech was a sleeping giant there.
Correct. Now we're dangerously close to me being spot on about the whole record thing, but we'll dive into that when it happens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen. But anyway, unanimous Virginia. It's gonna be good. I think I should probably toy with the animations. I should probably put the pics up so people can see it. No,
Maybe.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
If you feel so crazy.
It's just that takes so long.
It does.
It just takes so long. Anyway, fourth game of the weekend for us is SMU, who is a 3.5 point favorite going on the road at Wake Forest. William, you've been going last, so let's start with you here.
Well, I love the Demon Deacons. I like Jake Dickert. I like what they're doing there. I don't have any information right now on Robbie Ashford's health or if they just benched him. There's not a lot of news about Wake Forest. If Deshaun Purdy plays this game, I very much think SMU wins. If Robbie Ashford plays, I still think SMU wins, but it'll be closer. My thinking is SMU looked really good against Clemson last week. I know it Cade Klubnikless Clemson, but they still shut down the run. They went in and won a tough game in Death Valley. I think SMU, Kevin Jennings is playing really good football. I like SMU here.
Okay. Sam, what do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, SMU coming in, opening up at 3.5 point favorites is tough. But something about Wake Forest, man, just ever since watching them play against Georgia Tech, who's supposedly the best team in the country now.
They are.
They just had some juice to them.
Yeah.
Don't really have any real rhyme or reason behind
Just
it.
a
but
gut feeling.
The soul's saying Wake Forest in this
Okay.
one.
I
All right.
love that. The word you use is juice. And that is a testament to Jake Dickert, the head coach at Wake Forest,
yeah.
because I watched their media team put out a bunch of like content of the team during spring ball and winter workouts, summer workouts, and one of his phrases is, "If you're juiceless, you're useless."
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah,
You're juiceless,
So,
you're useless.
it's a testament. They're full of juice out there.
I love that.
I know. It's awesome.
That's awesome.
I heard that. I'm like, this guy's awesome. This guy is Wake Forest might be doing something this year.
I did not know that. That doesn't change my pick. SMU has looked really good. For some reason, people are still sleeping on SMU.
As if they weren't in the playoffs last year.
Literally a
Yeah, we
playoff team,
forget that
and
they
I
were
think
in
they're
the
still
playoffs.
like what 5-1, 6-1.
More people remember Boise State was in the playoffs.
What's
than
SMU's record right now? Are they 5-2 or are they
5-2.
5-2? So their losses are TCU.
Yep. A good TCU
And
team
Baylor.
on the road, and
Baylor at home.
Baylor choke fest.
Yeah. But they very easily could be 6-1. The only game they really lost was TCU.
Yeah.
I know there's still a close game.
Yeah, haven't played the toughest schedule either. But
Yeah, but they didn't play a tough schedule last year either. Anyway, so I have SMU winning as well. William, you got SMU. Sam's got Wake Forest. So the pod is going to pick SMU with Sam on an island right now with Wake Forest. Next game, a lot of fun out in Lawrence, Kansas. We've got Kansas State going on the road to play the Kansas Jayhawks in a heated bloodbath rivalry game, one of the first of the conference season. I, for one, am very excited for this game because there's a lot of hatred between these programs, and I love a good rivalry. So, that being said, let's open it up. Let's talk about it.
This is such a tough one.
It is tough.
You got the Kansas team that was exceeding expectations, kind of came back down to earth. Kansas State opened up the year as a top 25 team and a Big 12 contender. Down in the dumps, but they're kind of coming up. Plus, you got the rivalry. But I think Kansas State is on the upward trajectory. I think they're better in the trenches, and that's where it matters. I think they're going to be able to run the ball against Kansas. Avery Johnson has been picking it up a little bit and making those big plays like we thought he was going to be able to make. It's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be a close one, but I think Kansas State irks this one out.
Kansas State right now, to me, is the scariest team in the Big 12. Not because they're the best team.
They're kind of like the Kansas last year.
They have the least to lose because they are not in contention for the Big 12 title game.
Not entirely true. They're 2-2.
In the Big 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now,
2-2 is
I don't
good
think
enough right now.
I don't think unless something like last year was just truly crazy happens, I don't think 2 losses is gonna.
Probably not.
2
You're
losses
correct.
are going to do it. So, yes, they are kind of playing for their life, but they're also playing with house money right now. Because it's like, if we lose, great, we're just going to go to a really good bowl game. We're going to finish the year 8-4. Fine. But, dude, there's nothing scarier than a team going and playing Kansas State when they're like maybe 1 loss in the conference or undefeated in conference. They got to go play them thinking like, oh, we're not playing at Cincinnati. We're not playing at BYU. They look past them, man. Kansas State's terrifying. I like Kansas State in this game. I agree with you, Sam. I think they're going to run the ball all over him. Having Dylan Edwards back totally changes how this offense
I don't think
rolls.
he's quite back.
I know he's not quite.
No,
No,
he's
he
not going to
got
play.
hurt again.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Here I am talking about Dylan Edwards. Man, that's tough. He got hurt again?
Yeah.
When?
He didn't play last week. Well, 2 weeks ago before their bye.
Oh, that's tough. Well, we'll find out at the injury report. Was it 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Should be coming out at 7 or 8. Bless you. All right. Still, I like Joseph Jackson. I don't know if he just goes by Joe.
I think it's Joe.
Joe
Yeah.
Jackson. Anyway, Joe Jackson's still a hard runner. He ran the ball well against Iowa State. He had that bad fumble that took all their momentum away, which sucked. But anyway, I like Kansas State in this one. I love Jalen Daniels still. This is not anti-Jalen Daniels propaganda. I just don't think their defense is going to be as good as Kansas State's offense is in this game.
Dude, I don't know, man. I've gone back and forth like 20 times in my head. And I think the thing with Kansas that's hard is like you look at their losses. Close loss to Missouri. Probably could have won that game.
Yep.
Now Missouri's great. Cincinnati, close loss. Lost at the end. Now Cincinnati looks great. And then spanked by Texas Tech. But Texas Tech is also great. Their 3 losses come to teams with a combined 3 losses. So Kansas is like, it's hard to think like, who are you really? And then you think about Kansas State, who's been kind of turning it on lately. They definitely should have beat Baylor. They should be 3-0 in their last 3.
Mm-hmm.
Avery Johnson's looked great. They've been able to get the run game better. And my initial gut was saying Kansas State. But as I look at these Jalen Daniels 18 touchdowns to 2 pick stats, like I can't sit here and help myself and say Kansas State, to me, I really want to pick them because they have so much talent and they can be so good, and they're the hot team right now. But Kansas at home, Kansas State has turnover issues, and it's not necessarily Avery Johnson related. It's just turnover on downs and fumbles. and then they have sloppy play. I think Kansas is a little smoother offensively. I'm going to go Kansas, but I wouldn't be picking this game unless I had to.
You wouldn't be throwing money on this game.
No, this is a toss-up. Just enjoy watching this game.
Yeah. All right, so Pod is picking Kansas State. Williams on an island picking Kansas. That brings us to Northwestern taking on Nebraska in Lincoln, Nebraska. So this is going to be sold out in front of a big red crowd. Nebraska opens as a 7-point favorite. This is straight up pick 'em, fellas. So
I think Nebraska's at 8.5 right now.
are they at 8.5 right now?
Yep.
Are we going to go off of that? I had it here. Let me open up. I have FanDuel open here. Always got to reference it. All right, let's see here. Where are you, Nebraska? There you are. 7.5. Dang. Okay, so it's spread.
ESPN has them at 8.5, but
Yep. ESPN
difference.
ESPN sucks. So anyway, dang. All right, let me change that. 7.5. All right, that changes this pick'em very much.
Apologies.
Nebraska spread or Northwestern spread. I was like, I can start us off. I was gonna take Nebraska out the gate. I was like, oh, Nebraska wins this game. Nebraska's going to win this game, but yeah, give me Nebraska to cover. They're probably pissed that they blew one against Minnesota and got embarrassed on the road, especially after first time being ranked in years. Yeah, it's gotta be tough.
Yeah, I agree. I got Nebraska. Northwestern is on a tear right now, but it always seems like Nebraska can't win those big games, and so they're right back where they normally are. Is right on the cusp of being a good team, but that crowd, no matter what happens, is going to be rocking for them. And I think Nebraska covers. I think they win this game by 10.
I was thinking 10 as well, like 31-21 kind of score.
Mm-hmm.
This is another one that I just have no gut instinct about. My gut actually, it's torn perfectly down the middle between Northwestern covers and Nebraska barely covers. So for the sake of me not liking Nebraska as an Iowa fan, I'm going to go Northwestern, but Northwestern, 4 wins in a row. They've played solid football. Win at Penn State is huge. I love Griffin Wilde. He's a big-time receiver at Northwestern. And I don't know. The way Nebraska's offense sputtered, I think Northwestern's defense is playing fantastic right now. I like Northwestern to cover this one. I think Nebraska still wins, but let me get Northwestern to cover this.
Gotcha. All right.
Talent-wise, though, Nebraska should walk this team.
Mm-hmm.
Like they should handle Northwestern.
Well, let's see. We'll see it on Saturday. Number 7 game. Number 8, Ole Miss, going on the road. Norman, Oklahoma, at number 13, Oklahoma. Oklahoma's a 4.5-point favorite. I'll be quick about this one. I got Ole Miss. I think their defense is too good. Mateer doesn't look fully healthy. He just doesn't look right, and I just don't trust him. Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss coming off a loss, they're going to come out sharp. I think this is going to be a close game. That 4.5. Yeah, this is going to be a really good football game.
Yeah. Must watch TV.
But I think Ole Miss is still going to crank this one out.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. The deciding factor on this pick for me is John Mateer's health. He just hasn't looked great since he's been back, and I think Ole Miss, I think they're just better right now. It'll be an insane matchup, though, Ole Miss offense versus Oklahoma defense. That'll be 2 of the best units in the country going against each other. But I think Ole Miss covers this game.
I agree. All right, unanimous.
Or wins, I guess, 'cause
Yeah.
it's 4.5.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Rutgers, who is a 2.5-point favorite at Purdue. I'm going to be quick with this one, too. I think Rutgers is going to spank them.
I think we're all in agreement there.
Yeah,
Rutgers is going to spank them.
They're too much.
Yeah, there's no shot.
Purdue
So-
has not looked great the last few weeks.
That boom. Give back pod. I'd say guarantee of the week is Rutgers wins at Purdue.
Man, they better.
They better. Otherwise, we're going to be embarrassed. And
19-0 loss to Northwestern last week is tough.
yeah. Ninth game of the week for us is number 18, South Florida, going on the road, taking on Memphis. They are 4.5-point favorites against Memphis in this game. I have South Florida walking away with this one pretty
I think
easily.
South Florida is too much for majority of the teams in the country. They've been completely unreal. Yeah, give me South Florida.
I'm with you guys. Memphis looks like they might not have their starting quarterback. Even if he does play, I don't think they win, especially if he's even hurt during the game.
Right.
I think South Florida, like Sam said, is just easily the best group of 5 team in the country.
Right. The only game that they looked outclassed was against Miami. Every other game they looked dominant.
Which is acceptable.
Yeah.
Most teams have looked outclassed against
By
Miami this
except
year.
for Louisville for some odd reason.
Right, just a weird Friday night.
Yeah, weird Friday night. All right. Next up, we got Auburn taking on Arkansas in Arkansas. So Auburn is a 1-point favorite. This is this is as even as it gets in terms of pick'em. I'm very torn on this game. Originally, I was kind of leaning Auburn, and then I was leaning Arkansas. But after hearing what you guys said, I'm going to be the one on a limb. I think I'm going to go Auburn.
Yeah, my main rationale behind Arkansas on this one is we were talking about both teams are just loving losing those close games. But Arkansas has been able to put up a lot of points in these close games. But Auburn's kept them pretty tight, 10 points, 13 points when Arkansas is putting up 30s. And I think when it comes down to close games, like this one's going to be with Arkansas being at home, I think they're just going to be able to outscore Auburn.
Yeah.
So give me Arkansas on this one.
You guys want to know a crazy stat that I noticed looking through box scores last week?
Yes.
Tell me, Arkansas lost last week. Can you tell me their rushing yards per attempt? How many yards per attempt they rush for?
12.8.
Who they play? A&M?
A&M. Texas A&M.
Oh, probably a lower number. I'm going to go 2.5.
8.4 yards per carry.
Oh, my gosh.
for
Against
Arkansas.
A&M?
Against Texas A&M. Imagine thinking, and it was even higher earlier in the fourth quarter. It was up to 10 yards per carry in the fourth quarter. Imagine looking at that box score, seeing your team rush for 8 yards a carry, and you still lost.
And not just
That
against
is
anyone.
just-
Stop anybody.
Yeah.
Because they gave up 6.2 yards per carry, and it stinks. But reasons like that, I think Arkansas, they've made bad defenses or good defenses look bad outside of Notre Dame this year. I think Arkansas is a really, like Sam said, it comes down to scoring points. Arkansas does not have a problem scoring points. Even though Auburn's defense has looked good lately, Arkansas didn't care about that with A&M. And it's a home game.
All right, so the pod's picking Arkansas. I'm on a limb, and I'm on an island, and I'm picking Auburn. All right. San Diego State, 3.5-point favorite at Fresno State. I got San Diego State to win and cover.
Yep. San Diego State.
Agreed. Fresno State they beat Nevada 2 weeks ago, but they lost like 20-0 in the second half. And then they lost 49.
Well, that was because Nevada, what was his name? Carter Jones?
Yeah, came in,
and he actually started to ball. I was
R.I.P.
watching that.
R.I.P. Chubba Purdy.
It's so unfortunate.
Yep. That guy's got an interception problem. He needs to play receiver is what he needs to do. He's
a freak athlete.
He looks way athletic enough to be a next level player. It's just like, golly, he cannot stop throwing interceptions.
Yep. It's unfortunate.
And then Fresno State got spanked by a team that fired their coach a week later. So,
well, I think we're all in agreement. San Diego State.
yeah, San Diego State.
SDSU. All right, next up we got number 23 Illinois, coming all the way across the country to the West Coast up to Seattle, Washington. Take on a now unranked. Well, I think Washington was unranked last week, right? Yeah, they were unranked. Unranked
I don't
Washington.
think they were ever ranked.
No, they haven't been ranked
They haven't been
once.
ranked yet. They
All
should
year
be.
we've been saying.
They deserve to be ranked, and they're going to be ranked after this week when they take it to Illinois. That is my thought. I need to eventually stop picking Washington because they keep breaking my
I
heart.
can't stop.
But I
picking
can't.
Washington.
I think this is a different game, though.
I'm addicted
than
to
Michigan.
to DeMond Williams and Jonah Coleman.
Yeah, and I understand. I totally get it. The thing with Michigan to me was like that was true. They truly have an elite defense. I know USC made them look bad, but Washington, I don't think their offensive line is good like USC's, which is part of
Washington's O-line sucks.
which is part of it. But I think Illinois is a different team than Michigan. I think Illinois is they're a really good team on both sides of the ball, but they're not elite. And I think elite is what it takes to beat Washington.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, their two losses are Ohio State and Michigan.
at Michigan. Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad. You got Washington?
I think Washington wins this game.
Awesome. So we're unanimous. Washington takes it, and they rejoin the rankings at this time next week.
They might be ranked if they win. They got to win convincingly.
Yeah. All depends on how they do it.
Yeah, but their resume is really nice for an unranked team. They have a better resume than a lot of top 25 teams.
Yeah.
So with a similar record, I think they deserve it, but who knows. All right. Next up, this one's easy for me, but I got number 4 Alabama going on the road as a 12.5-point favorite at South Carolina. I got Bama to
Bama's
spank
back.
them. Bama's
covering.
back.
Ty Simpson's playing as the best quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
Got
Not
two-
named Fernando Mendoza.
Two, say, top 7 receivers in the country.
Yeah.
Ryan Williams is on the cusp.
I mean, he had a freak game last week against Tennessee. He went nuts. Everyone went nuts against Tennessee.
There's just so many good receivers in the country right now.
Yeah, there are.
But yeah, it really sucks seeing what happened to South Carolina this year.
Yeah.
They had it all, but
What's weird is their offense isn't good. Their only the only thing they can do is they just go through Lenore Sellers, and that's it. If he's not on his A game,
Yeah.
they don't even look competitive.
I was listening to Bussin, and JP is my South Carolina insider. He said they're down their top 5 offensive line.
So this is like
Their
air seed during
starting
that 3-1
offensive
year.
line is all hurt. They fired their O-line coach. There's just no chance South Carolina has anything cooking
Dang.
with an offensive line that decimated by injury, and apparently Dylan Stewart got hurt too. I'm not sure to what degree, but there's no way this is a close game.
All right,
Shane
Alabama
Beamer would have to
smokes.
be pulling some crazy stuff to make this a close game because
it's so cool to see Alabama figure it out.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that were calling for DeBoer's head after week 1,
Yeah,
but just give it a second.
right.
'Cause they don't know
Let
ball.
that be a reminder to you: don't make emotional decisions and don't fire good coaches.
Everybody overreacts. Just slow it down.
Don't fire good coaches.
I remember they were talking about firing him last year because they were like 9-3 or whatever.
9-4.
They went 9-4. Yeah, anyway, next
They
up,
were like the
Bless you.
last team out of the playoffs.
literally. Well, and we're taking a page out of your book again, going to Kinnick Stadium. The Iowa Hawkeyes, home game against Minnesota. They open as an 8.5-point favorite against the Golden Gophers from up north. You can start us off here because Iowa is your team.
Yeah, Iowa disappointed me last week in the sense that they didn't cover. In reality, there's 20 points left on the field by Iowa. They missed a field goal. They threw an interception on the first drive, which should have been easily caught for a first down and maybe a touchdown, which led to an interception, which then 4th and 4, they can't tackle the quarterback in the pocket. He breaks out. They end up scoring on that drive. There's 10 points between the missed field goal and then 7 points. And then the field goal block at the end of the first half, attempting a 66-yard field goal.
Legitimately
The most
garbage.
conservative coach of all time, Kirk Ferentz, tries a 66-yard field goal. Like, oh my gosh, Kirk, we love you, but you chose a weird time to be really aggressive. I've seen him not go for 4th and 1 on the opposing 38
To punt,
to
play
punt,
field position.
but instead he goes for a field goal where his kicker's kicking on the other side of the 50. Like, bro, You're iconic, Kirk Ferentz. Anyways, that all being said, Iowa really did control this game outside of struggling to contain Katron Allen. I think Iowa covers this game 8.5. I know Minnesota looked great last week, but in Kinnick Stadium, you just, after such a weird week of like drop passes, inaccurate passes, like it was, all the plays were there, and I think they get it done against Minnesota. And I just have a vendetta against PJ Fleck. Like, I can remember vividly watching him smile as if they deserved the win 2 years ago when Cooper DeJean apparently called for a fair catch when he was just blocking. All right, no, he
was waving off.
He was waving off his guys.
Yeah.
And then he ended up returning it and scored a touchdown. And then
it was this. He was doing this. He was saying, "Get away, get away." Not even like fair catch, obvious, right up here. This is it. Woo! Wave the hand. Usually it's above your head. This is not a fair catch. This is get away.
Yeah, I was not okay after that game. Not okay.
I remember
we were in the Big Ten championship. If that doesn't happen like that,
I remember I was watching the game on my phone and I had the volume all the way turned down because I was with the wifey, and I don't remember why I had it turned down, but I just had no idea what was going on. I was like, Iowa scored, but they didn't. But I also didn't want to text William and be like, "Yo, what happened?" Because he would have been like, "Shut up."
No,
I'm mad.
I would have texted you like 4 paragraphs.
He would have been like, he would have given me a full recap when I just wanted to know, like, hey man, what happened in that one moment, the last 20 seconds of the game. But Spencer Petras masterclass as per usual. Actually, I think Deacon Hill was playing. Yeah, you're right.
Deacon Hill masterclass.
Sam, what are you feeling on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Iowa. I know Minnesota had a big win last week, but I think Iowa's gonna be too physical for them. I think there was some lapses on special teams last week from Iowa that are not gonna happen. Agree with you, Will. I think they should have won more convincingly to Penn State, but props to Iowa for making big plays in some clutch moments. I think you're gonna see a lot of Gronowski running the football like he was working last week. So give me Iowa and give me Iowa to cover.
Okay, awesome. I have Minnesota covering the spread. I just like Drake Lindsay. I like the Minnesota offense. It has nothing to do with like anything with Iowa. I just really like Minnesota, and I think them beating Nebraska gave them some extra life, some extra juice in that locker room. So I think Iowa wins for sure, but I think it'll be like low scoring game, like 20-16 or something like that. You know. All right, we got.
Do you want to hear Deacon Hill's stat line from that game 2 years ago?
Yes.
10 for 28, 116 yards, 1 interception, 8 rushes, negative 22 yards, and a touchdown.
Masterclass.
Yep.
All right, we got.
Oh, man. We love Mark Gronowski in Iowa.
I was going to say that must be so hard as an Iowa fan. But anyway, we got 10 games left. Or 11 games left, I'm sorry. So we got to speed through these. We're already at 48 minutes. I think we're already at 50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's number 11 BYU at Iowa State. Try and keep our thoughts quick so we can get through these. I have Iowa State winning. There's no logical reason or stat I can point to
they're opening
that says
as favorites.
I know. There's no logical reason that says Iowa State is going to win this game. Their secondary is decimated. They can't stop the run. BYU is strong up front, and they can run the ball well, and they have good receivers. Everything points to BYU winning this game. I have Iowa State. I hate BYU.
Give me BYU.
Yeah, for me, I think Iowa State looked really weird. I think injuries are part of that, but I also think they just played bad against Colorado. I think they don't do that against BYU at home off a bye week. Probably getting a little healthier. Rocco Becht is Rocco Becht. I'm just still not sold on BYU. I know they had a big win against Utah, but I'm just still not sold on BYU.
So you're going Iowa State?
I'm going to go Iowa State.
Okay, cool. All right, so as a pod, we're taking Iowa State. Sam on an island with BYU. College game day this week is in Nashville, Tennessee, to go see number 15 Missouri at number 10 Vanderbilt. Sorry, Sam. Unfortunate. Can't all be winners.
I know.
All right. It was almost so awesome, though.
Would have been a good time.
Right. Anyway, such a good game. Very surprising that these two teams are top 15 teams in the country at this point. I think we all thought Vandy was going to be good, and we all thought Mizzou was going to be good. I did not expect them to be this good. That being said, gotta ride Diego Pavia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ride the wagon until the wheels fall off. So, give me Vandy at home. Home field advantage takes over in this one.
Yeah, as much as I love Bo Prabula and Missouri and I want to root for them, I think Vandy's just too much. The way they were able to handle a crazy roster in LSU like they were last week, and they're at home, I think Vandy pulls it off.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with both of you there. I think Vandy is so like that, and this is no shot to Missouri, but I also think their heartbreaking loss to Missouri last year might be fuel on the fire.
Yeah. It was like they lost on a field goal, right?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah.
OT.
Yeah, that's tough. Alrighty. NC State at Pitt. Pitt is a 6.5-point favorite, and I'm going to ride Pitt and straight up pick them. Pitt wins this game.
Give me Pitt at home.
Give me Pitt. This is a Mason Heinschel pick.
I
And
got you.
Desmond Reed.
There you go. Alrighty. This is the weirdest game that I picked. This is Toledo at Washington State, but the line is 1.5, so I was like, I have to throw it in there. And we are a Zevi Eckhouse pod, so
Yep. Go Wazoo.
of course, we're riding Wazoo.
Yep.
Free pick for you guys. Alrighty. Next one is Baylor at number 21, Cincinnati. Cincinnati's a 4.5-point favorite. I like Cincinnati. Baylor looked hopeless last week against TCU, and TCU's defense isn't all that good. I mean, they're good, but they're not all that. I really thought Baylor was going to,
Look
do
better.
something. Yeah, I was like, okay, if I'm picking passing offenses, obviously Josh Hoover's a better quarterback, but Baylor, I mean, Sawyer Robertson leads the country in passing, so I was like, okay, maybe they do something, but
Yeah.
nah, Cincinnati's defense is for real. Their run game is for real. Brennan Sorsby's for real. Cincinnati clears.
Yep. I think Cincinnati wins. They get another big game at home. I think Cincinnati wins. As ASU fans, though, we will be rooting for Baylor.
Yes, we will be.
But Cincinnati wins.
Cincinnati just looks untouchable at home.
Yeah, they do.
Baylor's looking very inconsistent, but
At their best, they could beat Cincinnati.
that's the thing is Baylor, when they are at their
Right.
best, like they were playing against SMU, they looked phenomenal. But you got to ride with reality, and Cincinnati at home looks like the better team there. So
Couldn't agree more. This next game is probably my favorite game of the week, and that is number 22 Texas going on the road to Starkville, Mississippi. They're playing at Mississippi State. This is my upset pick of the week. Stamp, Philip Witter stamp. Mississippi State beats Texas. Texas looked awful last week against Kentucky. It has continued the trend that Texas is really just not a very good football team. Offensively, at least. Their defense is still for real. But there are a lot of really bad teams that have good defenses, like Florida. So, that being said, give me Mississippi State. Their secondary is good, so I think they'll match up well with the Texas receivers. The thing that I think is the scariest is not having Fluff Bothwell, but Devon Booth ran the ball well last week. They honestly should have beat Florida last week. I mean,
Yep,
Blake
they shoulda.
Shapen threw a bad pick at the end, and had they not done that, I mean, they went toe-to-toe with Tennessee. The
Should've
only
beat
game they really
Tennessee,
looked
too.
outclassed was they should have beat Tennessee too. They should be 6-1,
Yeah.
but here they are 4-3. But they have a lot more life left in them. They beat Texas. Upset pick of the week.
Yeah. I don't need to elaborate anymore. You said all of it. Mississippi State.
yeah, I was thinking Mississippi State, but
You gonna be different?
yeah, I think Texas is still they've just had a hard time figuring it out. I know the whole talking point this week has been Sarkisian's play calling abilities, but I know they've just really struggled up front. I know Arch has been up and down with his footwork, whether he's injured or not, I don't know. But I think they'll put some stuff together this week, and I think Texas covers.
Dang. Wow. Okay. They're 7-point favorites, so that's a pretty hefty cover.
I also think part of my thinking that you didn't mention is the cowbells.
The Cowbells is going
That
to be
home
bad.
field
Yeah.
advantage is going to be rocking.
Yeah, and I just don't think. I mean, this game to me is like who can score 20 points. I think Mississippi State can score 20 points way better than Texas can, way easier than Texas can, and I expect a big game from Brennan Thompson.
For his brother, Casey Thompson.
Oh, there you go. Talk that Thanksgiving trash at the dinner table.
Yep.
I got you. All righty, Sam. This is your game right here.
Yeah, it's a big one. I will be in attendance for number 3 Texas A&M as 2.5-point favorites going into the real Death Valley to play number 20 ranked LSU, coming off of a heartbreaking loss against Vanderbilt, stealing College game day, stealing all the fun.
That's right.
But it's still going to be a wonderful time. As much as I want LSU to pull it off, as much as I'm going to be rooting for LSU and the home team, Texas A&M looks unreal up front, and Texas A&M is a phenomenal football team, and I think Texas A&M is going to win this football game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. A&M's so strong up front. It's weird that Arkansas was able to rattle off 5 yards a carry.
8.4 yards per carry.
What did I say, 5?
Yeah.
8 yards a carry. I was literally thinking 8, but I said 5, whatever. 8 yards a carry, but LSU can't run the ball. They can't. Their offensive line is terrible. Nussmeier keeps getting hit. A&M's D-line's too good. I think A&M wins by like 2 scores. I really hope they don't.
Oh, I want
For
LSU
your
to win
sake.
so bad.
I know. Well, I'll be rooting for LSU for your sake, but I really think A&M's going to like just beat the tar out of them.
Yeah. I think you guys summarized it pretty well. A worse A&M team last year and a better LSU team last year, and A&M still worked them.
There is hope with how much Arkansas was able to
Yeah.
run the ball on them
Right.
and how much Arkansas was able to score on them. But we'll see. It's just, man, LSU and Texas this year, they've been
Yeah.
underwhelming.
Dude.
Stinky O-line play.
Yeah.
Looks like it's where it starts.
Really? In the
South
trenches.
Carolina.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Yeah. William, you got A&M?
Yep.
Awesome. Clean sweep. A&M takes this one in our official picks, but we are rooting for LSU. Go Tags. Game number 22 of the weekend is number 21 Michigan going to East Lansing as a 14-point favorite over their rival Michigan State Spartans. I'm going to be quick. I think Michigan State sucks. I really don't think they're that good. Aiden Childs looked decent at the beginning of the year, and now all of a sudden he looks like the same Aiden Childs he's always been. So give me Michigan to cover 14.
I weirdly think Michigan State covers this. 14 is a lot of points. I think Aiden Childs played a solid game against Indiana last week. They're just clearly outclassed, and it's a rivalry game at home. I don't know.
That's where I was thinking.
Some weird stuff
I think when you're
happens.
dealing with a rivalry game,
Throw it all
even
out.
as much as
First rivalry game for Underwood.
as much as Bryce is playing better and they're able to throw the ball more. Yeah, I agree. I feel like Michigan State's going to be able to cover.
Okay. So I'm going on an
Not
island
gonna
saying
win,
Michigan.
but-
No, they're not going to win.
They're covering. I got you. All right. Next game up, number 17 Tennessee going on the road as a 9.5-point favorite, taking on Kentucky in Lexington. I don't think Kentucky's all that good. I watched the Kentucky-Texas game. Garrett Boley is not.
Cutter.
Is it Cutter?
Cutter
Oh,
Boley.
jeez, I've been thinking the entire time.
Yeah.
I thought it was G. His first name started with a G.
No.
Is Cutter like a nickname?
I don't know.
Weird. I thought his name was Garrett this whole time. That's crazy. Anyway, their quarterback, Cutter Boley, is garbage. I'm taking Tennessee. Tennessee clears. They beat them by 20.
Yeah. Tennessee's going to cover. It's too much.
Yeah.
I agree. Kentucky really struggles to play offense. They're pretty good at playing defense, but they really struggle to play offense. Tennessee does not struggle to play offense.
You know how when you're warming up to go up to bat and you put the weights on the bat and then you can start swinging? Kind of feels like what Tennessee had to go through last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like how Kentucky swings their bat normally on offense.
Yeah.
They just never take the weights off.
Alrighty. Tennessee clears. We got the pod pick, Tennessee. Our final game that isn't the ASU game is Colorado at Utah. Utah is a 14-point favorite. I think Utah covers. I think Utah is going to beat them like similar to how they beat us. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah. Surprising that Utah wasn't able to do more against BYU
Yeah.
with
Their
how they
own
looked against
fault.
us.
It was their own fault.
Yeah. It was also they were at BYU and they got a lot of stupid penalties as well.
Penalties, turnovers, fourth down conversions.
Yeah.
Like, how do you lose a game? It's like-
Exactly that. And they did it. Dampier missed some easy throws that he hit in almost every other game this year.
But you finish that thought, Sam.
Yeah, go ahead.
But, yeah, because of how good Utah looked against ASU, I know it had to do with, BYU's got a little more speed than us, and they were able to shut down that outside run. And, with the weather conditions in the Utah-ASU game. But I think Utah is that good. I know Colorado's is picking up a little bit of steam, but I think Utah's going to cover at home against Colorado.
I think this is a tough one for me. Colorado's been playing way better since Caden Salter somehow had to take back the job from Ryan Staub.
That's the weirdest storyline in college
I
football
know,
for me.
just a weird blip in the season. They've been playing better, coming off a big win. This is a rivalry game. Colorado-Utah is the rivalry game. I think Utah, though, is also going to be like they remember last year what Colorado did to them.
Yeah.
I think Utah, my gut says Utah covers. Probably end up being closer, but I'll take Utah to cover.
All right. Clean sweep, Utah. Real quick, we'll just give our ASU picks, and then we'll do the outro, jump into the recap and the preview. But I got ASU covering against Houston, obviously. It scares me, but I think this is the week we put it all together, even without Jordan Tyson. I wonder, actually, here, let me look up the line, see what it's at now, because without Jordan
Half our
Tyson, it
team's
probably,
out.
yeah. Because it probably will move it to a pick'em game. Where's 5 o'clock? Still 7.5? Yeah.
Yeah, I like ASU to cover.
Yeah, me too.
We need a receiver to step up.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
We've been waiting and looking for Malik McLean. He has been yet to be found, but maybe he'll land on his feet in Tempe this Saturday.
I would love that. I would love nothing more than Malik McLean to be good, but we'll talk all about it.
Yeah.
In the preview. But yeah, that being said, we've got go hit it. Yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 9 of the Give Back to the Game podcast. We ran long, as per usual. We did better than we normally would have, though. But yeah, we got 25 picks for you guys. Feel free to tail the picks. I mean, right now we're picking at 58% accuracy. We've had a down 2 weeks, but we are looking to turn that around this weekend. But typically we're right around the 65 to 67% accuracy range without the last 2 weeks. Obviously, we were at 63% for the season, and that was due to a bad week. But we've had like 5 really good weeks and I think 3 average weeks. We've had only one. This was our first week where we were below 500, though.
Yeah, we've been cranking.
We have been cranking.
Until recently.
So until literally this week was the bad week. And that was just because there were so many upsets and we didn't really pick them. So we were very safe. And this week we were kind of safe, but also not really. Anyway, it's going to be a fun weekend. This is a great slate. I'm really excited to watch the games this weekend. And I'm excited for ASU to go 6-2. Maintain the Big 12 title hopes.
Let's do it.
We're going to dive all into that in the recap and the preview here in just a few minutes. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you got to this point, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what we're doing. William, we still recording? All right, bet. That's good. Good. All right. With that being said, hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy all the games this weekend and be safe, y'all. Peace.